Run around the outside of the cabin and pick up any excess supplies. There actually aren't any on this side. I was just double checking, but there is one to the other side of the cabin where if you just go to the left, you'll be able to get it. It's right near where the merchant is. Now, the merchant himself appears 3 times throughout this level, but his inventory does not change no matter where he is. So it just depends if you have money. When we get to the castle section in the next one, it really helps out to have a lot of money because that's when a lot of different weapons open up. We're going to be taking both paths here in order to complete the elegant mask, but also just for demonstration purposes, just to see whichever one you want to take. You're about to see exactly how much of a home wrecker the TMP is. It just annihilates this Gigante.
What are you buying? Come back anytime.
So it's a bit ironic there that the Punisher is finally available, because one of its best uses, even if you don't want to use it throughout the entire game, is actually right there in the cabin. We're going to be going to the right first. This is an El Gigante fight. This battle can be tricky in the sense that Ashley is always with you, and if she dies, it's a game over. There are 3 sections to this fight, each guarded by chains that you can knock down either by shooting or by knifing. I prefer to try and stick in the first area, because if he knocks down the cabins in the second area, then you get less loot than what's already in there. Want to use the boulder? There's actually a second boulder on the final area if you just need some help. So I got greedy there. I thought emptying almost 75 clips into him would cause him to stagger, but unfortunately just got grabbed. Just being greedy. One of the things that you want to use in this fight is actually the flash grenades that help just stun him, but got him right there and then just wail away with the TMP. This first area, in my opinion, has the most space. Not the most space kind of laterally, but from a longitude perspective. So as you can see, the TMP just destroys him. We do fight 2 more El Gigantes later in the castle, but one of them's kind of a misnomer in the sense that you can use a booby trap to instantly annihilate one. Go into the houses and collect the supplies. What I'm actually looking for here is the bucket that gives you one of the gems for the elegant mask. It's easier to see on the way back, which we'll eventually do, but I'm just kind of flailing around here. I was hoping that there was going to be a red herb there, but it's just rifle ammo. There it is. So I have to remember that for next time, is that it's just right beyond the second hut. Now we're about to go to the Ganado path on the left side. In my opinion, I find this path a bit easier to die. There's just more things to be aware of. There's a bunch of sickle throwing Ganados like usual, but there's also a lot of bladed plagas. Luckily, there is a couple, I don't know, garbage bins, if you want to call them, that Ashley can hide in, so you don't have to deal with managing both you and her. So it's easier to stay by this opening section rather than go down the side kind of narrow place. This is because the Ganados can come down in both directions and just sandwich you. Also, being near the door, you have enough space to stay away from the sickle throwing Ganado up there on the balcony. You can save that explosive wagon for the two mini-bosses that appear in the pit, but it's almost easy to hit it accidentally with the Punisher because it pierces through an enemy and can just light it up. I think there's 3 sickle throwing Ganados here. You want to be careful. They actually can throw through that metal container right there and just kind of blindside you out of nowhere. So I got a green herb drop there, which is random in the sense. From my years of playing this game, the drops kind of work on a proportion system. You get guaranteed drops of just like ammo, but if you tend to be low on handgun, you tend to get a bit more of it. And if you're struggling for health, you can also get green herbs. I do believe that there is a red herb down here in normal mode right there. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be there for this playthrough, but it's just not. You want to have Ashley hide in here and then drop down into that center pit. Alright, the Bell assistant's here. Now, do not fight in the center of this pit. It's just a recipe for disaster. There's sickle throwing Ganados up around the balcony, and of course they can throw, stun you, and then the Bell Sisters can just take care of you right away. I find it's best to go back to where the wagon was, again getting out of the range of the sickle throwing Ganados up there on the balcony. end up using the TMP ammo here because I just have more of it than the shotgun, and I wanted to save the shotgun ammo for any last second plagas that come up in the last gauntlet for this part. So I'm down to my last 9 shots, so I tend to use it pretty sparingly here. Do not hope for a stun with the knife. It's so inconsistent and they can kill you so fast. Got really close to dying there. It's kind of easier to take care of that guy from a distance when you have the moment. And just don't be too reckless and go inside the... where... excuse me. Don't be too reckless and go inside where the wagon was, or else he'll just be able to throw you at you from that angle. I'm being very cautious here. I just don't want to die, and so I'm end up fighting him a bit more at long range. So I can see that that guy has a sickle, and I'm just taking him from a distance, just getting him down and knifing him. So to your left here is where you get the final gem for the elegant mask. You just want to knife this and go straight to the end where you see a couple barrels. Unlike most barrels, this is a fixed drop. It will always drop the gem. It's better to have Ashley wait up here than going down to collect this one barrel, because you end up having to catch her in order to climb back up the ladder. This is when I realized that I was really low on shotgun ammo. So it's best to go back and use the barriers. This is almost like the canyon cliff area from chapter 1-2 in terms of just filing them up to come through this gate. So now I'm just like wailing and hoping that I can get most of these plagas down before my shotgun ammo runs out. But overall, this is not going too bad. But there's just a ton of granadas. You can see there's already another 4. Because my health is low, I do get another green herb drop from an enemy, which is always appreciated. There's going to be one last Ganado here. She always seems to stick around and just doesn't follow the others. It's a pretty easy kill. So if you read the document in the house on the right, you'll realize that the chief is blocked the exit with a retinal scanner. You need his, I guess, fake eye to be able to get through there. And the fight takes place down at the bottom of this cable car slash like trolley section. The first time you go down this, you're gonna need to shoot some guys off. This is another instance in the game where the Punisher becomes extremely handy because the guys only take one bullet to fall off completely, and they come in multiples, so you can just shoot them and they'll both fall off. Just like that. So they're going to come up on the right hand side, but also there's going to be two on the left. This is the first part where they can jump down and start whacking at the top and just cause you to fall to your death. You can see I'm trying to line up and see this final guy here. Got a little close for comfort there. I should have went to the right first instead of going for the guy from so far away. There should be one last guy coming up. Ashley cheering a bit there in the back. This area is crucial to the story for Assignment Ada.
Follow me.
It's best to have Ashley wait a bit there because there's the dynamite guy.
Wait.
I usually have her wait down at the bottom of the ladder just so I don't have to deal with whoever may be up here. But if you go to the back or the chest, you get the final cat's eye for the beer stein. Upon reflection, it is easier to have her stay at the bottom of the ladder. I just was unsure if guys would spawn after you get the chest up above, so I just wanted her to wait up there just to be careful. Trying to grab the shotgun ammo so I can load it. That was a bit risky. If I had accidentally twitched the finger, I would have just killed the merchant.
Welcome. Got a selection of what are you buying? What are you selling? Come back, baby.
So I was debating whether to spend money on a first aid spray just to be careful for this fight, but I ended up having a bit more confidence in myself and decided to go. If you're feeling a bit uncertain, you can get a first aid spray. There is enough herbs in the boss area for a full heal with a yellow, a red, and a green herb. If you've been following this guide and listened to me when I said save your incendiary grenades,
You better stay outside. Ashley, go hide.
Yeah.
Hasta luego.
so about incendiary grenades. Incendiary grenades deal a ton of damage to Plaga enemies. There are two primary bosses in the game that are susceptible to incendiary grenades. U3 and the Chief right here. As you can see, even with 2 grenades, I already got him to phase 2, which is usually takes quite a bit of damage. In this phase, it's best to just wait for his stun animation. If you throw too many grenades too fast, you end up just not damaging him. So wait to him to recover, start moving again, and then just throw a grenade. It's tempting to throw a second grenade when he falls to the ground, but it won't do either any damage or very little. When he gets to the second phase, it's easier to fight him from the bottom. If you go upstairs with the ladder, he tends to have a bit of harder attacks to dodge. But from down here, just going back and forth and throwing a grenade as he comes back down is helpful. So that was fairly easy, which is unfortunate because this is my favorite boss of the entire game if you do it legitly. Just the atmosphere and the design of how this boss moves around with his attacks and fighting in this atmosphere is just really cool. But we do want to take safe strats, at least for now. On my next playthrough of this, if I ever end up doing another one, I will probably end up killing him legitly if I have enough ammo. Go around the rest of the boss area and pick up any ammo.
Are you okay, Leon?
Now we're going to head all the way back up the trolley to the exit gate. coming up as one of 3 instances in the game where you have to shoot an enemy driving a vehicle. He only takes 1 shot, but you want to make sure to do it at enough of a distance so that he doesn't crash into you. So stay when you're going to go up and trigger him, go backwards a bit and just shoot him. Alright, now this part. You want to get a flash grenade because as soon as you go by this, you're going to trigger just a swarm of enemies coming through the gate. And they can rush you so fast that even if you do a quick 180-degree turn, they'll be right on top of you. I just stun them and then have the Punisher do its thing and just mow them all down. Make sure to pick up the money from the car. And there you go. There's going to be 2 more treasures. One of them's a blue velvet up here on the left. Another one's going to be a random ammo drop.
Follow me.
And with that, you've completed 2-3 and the village portion of Resident Evil 4. Congratulations, you're 1/3 of the way through the game.
On the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
I got it. Encontré.
You take that one.
Okay.
Ready?
¡Maldito sea! ¡Mierda!
Come on.
Yeah.